responded in kind. Got their heads on straight now. Second, sensing the pressure. Full theft available. Mako's ult as well.
Second, just go ahead and stay put here for the moment, but now that salvo comes through. Mako once again looking for the same TP setup. Goes over towards that side instead. Paranoia up over the top. Gonna be able to get a connection, but Narrate just spamming through the wall. Does manage to gun him down. Kane finding one. Is freeing. The Armageddon across the way. Second ends up getting mowed down by it. Now just banging Zelsis. Trying to somehow clutch this out. Seems like the call just get back away, or at least just a quick peek in from behind. Need an opening and they need it ASAP. They actually want to try to pull the trigger on going for this retake. Player spotted the swing out. Genman, however, holding down that defender's side. Bang, hits the floor, and Zelsis once again is going to have to backpedal, but this time DRX, they are hot on his heels. They are on the hunt. Slides up alongside the box to swing onto the corner. Snappy to readjust, gets the headshot. Everybody else swooping in from behind. They want this guy dead. We'll go ahead and make contact once again here with Bane, it would seem, but no. Looks like he opts to just go ahead and take his death into his own hands. Not allow for them to get the ult charge, to get the money that could have given them the Rolling Thunder.
This is fascinating stuff that we're seeing from Mako and DRX.
Very loosey-goosey.
He's acting like a duelist.
Yeah.
He's the first one in. He's jumping in, leading the charge, opening up space. And Yunmin there, able to be the one to back him up off the back of it with the Yoru util. I mean, it's crazy. And then you've got the Armageddon and everything else you need for that post plant.
Yeah, just a hairline catch there on to second. Thought he was clear of it. Ends up barely hitting that SK. Ends up getting ripped apart by that Armageddon. So now we're going to see a timeout call, this time from the SEN camp. Kaplan similarly not wanting for DRX to start revamping up with their momentum.
Yeah, absolutely. It's really tricky what DRX is throwing at you. I mean, that last time out was just all about another set play. That was all it was. And if they can beat you like that, you know, against a team like Sentinel, sure, on your attacker side, you're going to have some opportunities to showcase your ability to do the very same thing, because this is a team that is very, very good at that. But right now, they got to stop the bleeding. DRX is looking really, really strong. You've got the showstopper for Zekton as well, going to be invested in for Narrate. Start spamming through those walls, seeing if he can find any connections onto DRX players, but for now, looks like maybe a 3-2 split. Flashback, calling for a little bit of backup from Mako. Second.
Immediate exit, dancing around these shots. He's stagnant, tucked in behind Mound here. Three swings out, and this time, the shots will connect, freeing, able to go ahead and come away with a free kill. Mako just staying put here.
And they're rotating off that kill. They haven't done this yet. And Sentinels isn't moving. They haven't budged. They're not biting.
They've also kept this Odin quiet for the time being. Not sure if this is going to be read at all. Celsius also just tucked in behind the box, is trying to find that stealth drone. Cannot do so. Celsius now going to be forced back away. The aftershock even thrown towards him to try to stave him off. And Mako once again leads a charge, rushing forward, finding John QT, finding Narrate.
There.
Just given the money here. Zekin gonna stay put over on that C site. Zelsis there at upper.
Spike planted.
My ult's ready.
The DRX could go on the hunt, but otherwise looking like a flawless round for them to get to 7.
It's been, what, four or 5 years now? Mako's back to playing Duelist. That's what we're seeing.
Yeah, Bobo's
he started
back.
out, yeah, Bobo's back. Like, unbelievable. The way he's just pushing the base here with these teleports, finding space, finding weaknesses in Sentinel's defensive setups, and getting through and getting huge opening kills, or at least creating the space that DRX needs to get their executes to go. And Sentinels there make some good decisions, quite frankly. They just get bamboozled by Mako, and he's been doing that to people on this map. I mean, remember what he did to Nongxin? The way he was all over the place with those teleports.
Oh, Zelsis. He's getting the lineup for it. Mako out for blood, and he will find it. Kill comes his way. Hyunmin does get dropped off screen over towards C site, so Zekin able to go ahead and retain his weapon. That's as good as it gets right now. 7 rounds confirmed here for DRX at the half, guaranteeing that they will be out in the lead. Potentially all the way up to 9. The ult economy is also very much on their sides. Rolling Thunder and the Dimensional Drift both available from the shadows from Mako. Also there.
Let's see. how they want to use the dimensional drift this time. Last time it was for a quick B hit, but now you can get some info. You could put that Rolling Thunder to really good use off the back of it as well. If you can find second, even better, because he's got that showstopper still, and you'd love to get that identified. You'd love to get that out of the round.
Bang noted. Tree, the call comes in. It's clear. They know that he's backpedaled. There's the TP forward. Turn on the flash. Another one sent, just trying to see if he can get a catch. Sentinels quick to get on the rotate, work their way across towards this A site. This is still on a bit of a late linger though, as Pain Shell as well as that bite sent, just trying to catch somebody with the vulnerability. Second for this showstopper's gonna have to go huge. Finds one, Mako gonna be taken down. Rolling Thunder now coming out in reply, connecting onto 3 different players. Holds them here at bay for the moment. The South throws now built up, sent over towards drop. Pain gets another aftershock kill. 3 in the map, it's unheard of! Narrate now taken down as Hyunmin just scales forward into the backside. Looks to steady the aim, but it doesn't matter. Pain and Freeing are there. They have the kills, they have the covering fire, and DRX with a 5-round lead going to the last round of the half.
The speed and tenacity that DRX is defending these retakes, these flood retakes with is crazy. I mean, look, we've seen some pretty insane reactions from these players. This is the best yet. They are clearly not bothered by being on a bigger stage, not even in the slightest. These new players for this team are stepping right up to the plate. And of course, you've got some of the veterans who were here last year, who played Sentinels last year and lost to them in Champions. And Hyunmin just gets one off the rip.
I mean, already second dead over by the orb here at A. And now they have to try to bail out. Bang here. Positioned up on top of rubble. Narrate instead is going to be the one catching a stray as Bang slowly, steadily tries to creep back, tries to offer up something, tries to summon an elimination through this Viper wall, but has not been able to find it. Mako almost goes for the stick. Does end up getting broken, but Bang once again is going to have to backpedal. To set up the smoke, Hyunmin already, however, here in the sight, and maybe a glimpse caught there on the minimap. Either way, Bang has fallen. John QT watching the rope. It's delivered a bit of a freebie, but as Mako just counter swings, he takes his head clean off. DRX will go ahead and seal the deal, 9-3 at the half.
I mean, this is just a masterclass in execution from DRX. And I'm talking about the way that they're setting up their attacks, the way that they're chaining and organizing their utility is immaculate. I mean, just finds a little bit of gap there. Hyunmin finds that kill. Freeing next up to bat. Let's go. Takes down another. Oh, Bane got the spot right through the smoke right beforehand.
They're looking damn clean.
They're on fire.
A moment of reprieve here for Sentinels as we get ready to go into the halftime. See you guys on the other side.
Had it with your old phone? We've got you. At Verizon, trade in any old phone for iPhone 16 Pro on us, on any plan. And get iPad and Apple Watch Series 10, all 3 on us. That's up to $2,000 in value, only on Verizon.
Red Bull gives you wings.
कुमार साहब, फैमिली के लिए आप घर बना रहे हो, सोना जमा कर रहे हो, पैसे भी जोड़ रहे हो, मतलब विरासत के लिए इतना सब। लेकिन ये विरासत अधूरी रह गई तो
और क्या करूं?
कोटक लाइफ के टर्म इंश्योरेंस प्लान। कोटक लाइफ, विरासत बन के ही रहेगी।
आज मैं ऊपर आसमां नीचे, आज मैं आगे ज़माना पीछे, आज मैं ऊपर आसमां नीचे।
The scoreline set up here by DRX after a very dominant attacker side. SEN believing in curses, hoping that they can turn this one around.
No doubt about it. They certainly can. There is no doubt in my mind. I've seen this team too many times, rally back when things look tough or just go on a streak when they absolutely need to. So they definitely can right here. And they're already looking to try to do a little bit more damage to see. This is their favorite side against MIBR. And I pointed it out earlier, Flashback, I think, might be under a lot of pressure on this half. So he's going to really need to step up on that Cypher.
As the cam setup hasn't revealed it quite just yet, and once he does toggle it, should pretty much reveal all, but they're going to be able to get forward here towards the side a little bit faster. Yeah, there's a trip does get a catch. Hunman just trying to hold things down over for Waterfall. Flashback trying to stop, get in there on the opposite side. Cannot double frag! What just happened? Tap after tap! Freeing shuts them down and says, no, not this time. This C site is ours.
He is electric. That is crazy. That second tap is so good. Right there for the finish onto the ace. And the pop-off as well.
From on Dark Horse at first strike to one of the biggest stages in Valorant esports. Welcome to the global scene, Freeing. What a way to open up this second half.
He has just been nasty all throughout kickoff. And that's just case in point right there, folks. There's that cam again. Gonna get a lot of good info.
DP forward here alongside the box, but Gunman has the angle in towards the smoke. And it's gonna be John QT taken down, bang, noted. As they just continue to spray away, Freeing, looking for a little bit more, but there you go. Flawless round as DRX to absolutely speed run their way through this opening map.
And those are brutal losses for Sentinels. You know, when you're down 9-3, you're really looking at that pistol round to turn things into your favor. And this is something that killed Sentinels against G2 in the Grand Finals of Americas. They were losing a lot of pistols, starting on the wrong side of almost every map. And once again, they are on the wrong side of things. DRX looking so good. Come on, Soul, get the action.
Live it up a little bit. We must have gotten the footage, from
That's
right after
yeah.
Surely.
That was after the pop-off. Well, a little bit of attempted info gained towards mid to B, but now Sentinels, three-man stack, leaving the spike behind though. So trying to see if they could get any util out of DRX there. A little bit of a check, but DRX not biting at all. TP going to be sent over towards A by Hyunmin to make sure that he can quick rotate. Instead, a couple players pivoting towards B, trying to maybe set up for a bit of a crunch. Freeing though, sliding in to maybe help out Bane. There is that tripwire right at the front of B as well. Give them a little bit of extra time and a little bit of extra info. Mako.
Really extended off contact here. Zelsis now flying forward, Freeing on the peak. Finds Zelsis. Armageddon now online, catches a glimpse of the shoulder there on the second. Opts to play this out wisely. Yeah, plays it, he patiently knows, okay, I have the ult now available, and Flashback knows exactly what Bang is going to try to do. Finds the kill.
30 seconds left.
Boombot cleared out. Cam still here on the entryway, but Flashback scales forward, getting closer and closer toward this entryway. Trying to surprise, wanted to try to get the jump. Bane here has the trip to try to play off of. Cleared out the Stinger, they line up! No, Mako does get involved. Gets a piece of the pie, but John just doesn't have it. The spike is stranded here at the entryway. He's got 5 HP. No recourse available other than to try to hold on to this weapon. Looks like DRX is looking at the death ball. They say, we've got the cash, we've got the funds, we've got the confidence. And now they're looking for the win.
I mean, they're just so great at reacting to every move that Sentinels is trying to make. It helps when you've got Freeing just lasering people down. And then Bane there able to play right off that tripwire. Mako as well, giving him a little bit of backup. Now Sentinels looking to take another timeout, seemingly, as they are looking at a nearly impossible task of coming back on this.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe this is just a moment for Kaplan to kind of get the boys in a right headspace. Say, hey, let's try and get 4 or 5 rounds in a row here. Let's come out on a high note. Let's see if we can deflate this DRX team a little bit. I don't mind this at all. You've got the timeout. You might as well burn it. But this has been absolute disaster for Sentinels on their map pick of Lotus.
Yeah. Certainly not the way that we were anticipating this to go. And I mean, again,
No.
the quandary surrounding DRX was how is this comp going to look? They are a very good, execute heavy team. With the Yoru in here, there's a lot of things they can do, but how comfortable is Hyunmin going to look? It looks like he's been playing Yoru his entire life on stage.
It does. I mean, it looks so clean. I mean, and it helps when you've got players like Mako who can step into a slightly different way of playing Omen off the cuff and set up that space for you to be actually the secondary entry in a lot of situations for DRX. Here on the defender side, well, Freeing's been lighting players up. That helps a lot too. And he has been just as good as always. 17-5 right now for the Taeho main. Now they've got 4 players here at Rubble. They're so ready for this. DRX.
And what is that shot? Unbelievable. Any game plan that Sentinels established in that timeout has been shattered as Hyunmin picks second out of the sky. Armageddon mows him down. John QT is dead, and Celsius is surrounded. DRX collapse in on top of Sentinels, and they smother them out of this map of Lotus, 13-3.
It's DRX bringing devastation. So well prepared.
That they absolutely are. For Sentinels, how well prepared is your Haven was something brought up by the analyst desk. We're going to find out after a quick break.
Oh, what?
Putting to work your idle kids or business funds, there's always an ideal way to bank.
Watch me win, then watch me do it again.
now with Termi of DRX and the Jen Lee. Termi, 안녕하세요. I have to ask about the Yoru comp because DRX looks very, very good. How were you guys able to make this work in such a short span of time?
감독님 일단 요루 조합이랑 요루 택틱에 대해서 여쭤보고 싶은데 시간이 별로 없었는데 어떻게 그렇게 빨리 깎아오신 걸까요?
저희가 퍼시픽 결승이 끝나고 나서 북미나 유럽 쪽에서 요루를 많이 사용하고 있는 걸 보고 저희도 빨리 준비해야겠다고 생각이 들었고 로터스가 약점이었는데 최대한 빨리 보완을 하고 싶었고요. 그래서 뭐 시간이 많이 없었지만 정말 많은 시간을 좀 그래도 써서 최대한 요루 택틱으로 좀 요루 택틱 자체를 좀 만들려고 했었고 결과가 잘 나온 것 같아서 너무 지금 현재까지 너무 기분 좋습니다.
Well, yeah, right after kickoff, we got straight to it because I realized that a lot of teams in EMEA and NA run the Yoru, so we had to prepare ourselves for that. And I feel like, yeah, Lotus was, I would say, our Achilles gun, so our weakness. So I really wanted to add to our Lotus, make it stronger, and it worked out great, and the Yoru seems great. Everyone's executing very well, so I'm pretty happy how it worked out.
Well, best of luck to the team. 감사합니다 and fighting.
A huge performance there from DRX to kick things off. I am your host, Yingsun. I'm back here once again with Kakuka and Mimi. Termi giving us a lot of insight in that interview. What did you make of it?
Yeah, he really was. I think this was such a good change coming out from DRX, playing into a team who's running the Vice. The Yoru just rips it apart. Clone is going to destroy the util. They had tons of very well rehearsed looking executes, and they were winning the A lobby fight every single time with the Yoru util as well. This was such a good ante coming out from DRX and a massive way to start their Bangkok.
Absolutely, and also think that Hyungmin throughout the rest of the year, he had not played the Yoru. To do it here as the first time with this, we know that he doesn't have a lot of experience, so for him to feel comfortable, the way that, as you're saying, that he was executing, he was TPing onto site, he was part of all of this, it's a level of work that not many teams can pull through in such a short time.
It's a scary, scary start for them. It's also time for our Verizon high-speed moment of the match. Let's take a look at this ace from Freeing. I bet you Texture sitting at home like, oh wait, it's this easy to get one on the global stage straight away. But Kakuka, for all the things we spoke about him, this is absolutely insane for his debut on stage.
I think that confidence level have to be through the roof. Yeah, the position is perfectly, the space and how he separates these duels. It's so difficult to do in this pistols when you literally have 4 people going onto you and he's able to separate and isolate every single one of them.
He did so well in that round, fragging across the board in this map, but his util was on point throughout too. His missiles are such a big key of their executes on these sites. I think his drone pathing was really good, combining with how Hyunmin was scaling on that Yoru. Everything just looked honestly perfect for DRX this game.
We do have to speak about Mako as well, because in an era where all of the regular players not making it here, Mako being the one-on-ones that did end up making it here, Mimi, there is a reason for that, and he also looked so good on map 1.
He's always been a beast on land, and he shows it here again, and we get to look at some of his best moments. His stats were outstanding, but that's in the context of him now being the IGL for the team, now being the veteran player for them, but he's still doing the things he's always done, Bea.
Yeah, exactly, and I'm happy to see things like him running in when the Euros in the back, when the plan swaps a little bit, because it is that kind of experience that gives you the confidence to being able to go with this place. Every single time that they were a step ahead and the Euro was not spearhead in the pack, it was Mako.
He was also a big part of those executes that we keep on talking about. Playing on this Omen, he was going for a lot of double TPs to scale deep into the sites when they were pushing in, timing his teleports with the Yoru TP, which was so good, and he got a lot of the critical entries off of that.
Yeah, shout out to all of the fans here waving a Mako. He was giving a heart back to them as well. Now, in terms of Sentinels, how worried should we be? Because that is the biggest defeat they have suffered so far as a roster, considering Haven is up next.
Yeah, I mean, this is a map they've only played once. It was in the finals with a new comp that looked rough. They lost. They're basically staking this first game on the prep that Kaplan, John, and the boys came up with, because there has to be a big change from that last game now for Sen.
Yeah, and maybe the change comes in the composition. Maybe we even see another change from the compositions of DRX. Definitely, Sentinels was not prepared for what happened on Lotus. So I want to see if the curveball comes here as well, right? Like for DRX, we said like if the Lotus is open, they will go there. For the Haven, it's the same.
Before we jump into Haven, let's hear what Coach Kaplan had to say ahead of map 2.
I've got Cap here from Sentinels with me by the stage. Now, that was a very tough first map, I'm curious from your perspective, what do you think DRX were doing that, the team just couldn't catch on? What surprised you the most about them?
To be honest, we were so below our own standard that it's really hard to say anything. They were, anything about them. I think we just played pretty hesitant, we weren't pressing the buttons as much as we need to. We weren't going when we need to, and we just need to wake up, and we all know it, and we're going to try our best to do it right here.
Well, I mean, it could just be a slow start, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's maybe. I'm pretty sick of those, but still, it happens. We can still win this.
Well, thank you very much and good luck.
Usually when a coach says things like that, you take it with a grain of salt, but with Capital, I believe it. I believe it. Sentinels of all teams, if it's anybody that can come back into this, Mimi, it is them.
And if you're watching their games during the regular season, you have to believe it even more. I'm saying regular season kickoff, of course. Kaplan's been such a good job of building his boys up when they were in tough spots like this. Sen released some comms videos and some behind-the-scenes content of the way that he's not just acting as a strategic leader, but an emotional leader, especially with 2 new players, with Bang, with Narrate, entering into the fold of making those guys comfortable and really helping to remind them who they are in positions like this. So it has to be a real rally from him and the boys to come back now.
I love the honesty as well of just being like, yeah, they were great. We did not perform even to our own standards. We just have to forget about that and focus on the next map that is going to be Haven, as we're saying. It didn't look the best, but it did look absolutely terrible. Haven is a map that has been in the pool for such a long time, not received changes. So I expect them to be able to come here on top.
Yeah, and we just saw Zelsis for a moment there. I want to see him stand up, give it, have some more confidence, give some more energy as well. But let's take a look at the agent select and see if both teams, or maybe either of the teams, made some changes coming into this. And it does look like they're going to double down with this Yoru.
And this is what Termi was talking about, right? He's seen what teams in EMEA, in Americas are doing, thinks this is good, and this is ahead of the curve. Because Sen have changed into a Vise comp, and they have the counter ready to go on DRX.
Yeah, they have the counter ready to go, but DRX with the Euro, if it works as good as he was working on that first map on Lotus, I feel like Min is going to skyrocket into some of the best duelists or the best Euros in the tournament.
The strength of picking the Jet instead of the Yoru here is how much agency Zekken is going to have. You have to be rather selfless on the Yoru, TPing in, prioritizing your utility. Here he has a chance to just frag out with the ultimate trio of supportive utility with the Astra, the Breach, and the Teo. You're going to have to see a lot from Zekken in this one, but he was the hero for them. Masters won last year. The Madrid MVP has to show up.
Well, let's see if Sentinels can force a map 3 out of this and find out by sending it back to your casters, Achilleos and Paperthin.
Thank you very much. Here we go. The turning point that is necessary for Sentinels to get themselves back into this. As Kaplan was saying, he's tired of those slow starts. He still, at this point, is going to be begging that is what that first map tees up. As we get ready to go into this, changes abound for both teams. Pretty big ones here as well. For the side of DRX, continuing to lean on this Yoru from Hyunmin. Now 3rd game that he's going to be playing on this pick, but also the pivot of Bane moving over onto this Breach, not having that Sova.
Yeah, he looked great though with that util. Finding a bunch of aftershock kills, really clutch stuns and flashes to set things up for his team. So a little bit more Breach for Bane. He has really looked at his best so far. Let's see if DRX can continue, or if Sentinels have something in store with us with a little bit of a change-up of their own. Only the single duelist this time, and look at this. They are so stalled up, so ready for this DRX, and this is going to allow all these rotations to come through. Sen needs to pull off, and they do. This is really, really smart from them. They were read like a book.
Backpedaling away, Zelsis going to linger in garage here. Mako just there at window. The salvos clear out either side of these connecting halls. Freeing able to find one. Zeken's going to be taken down. Hyunmin noted there on that flank as Freeing also falls. 2 kills found, and Mako just not quite fast enough to find the punish here, but they know that they have Zelsis widely surrounded, so they really want to try to flush him out, but he gets the headshot. Puts Mako on the floor. They're not going to be able to come through on this B site. They once again do get ushered across now in towards A. 2v3. The spike gets ready to be planted.
Should be really defendable. They're getting aggressive towards short.
Now, but Bane just draws it down. Doesn't take a lick of damage there. It already been whittled away at 62.
What a reaction from Bane. Thought Narrate.
Spotting, flashback. Maybe getting it caught here on timing as John QT is able to find one, the swing around the corner, and yes, this will be Sentinels. Getting started. It gets a little iffy there for a moment, but Sentinels will find their first pistol round win.
This is just Really good decision making from Sentinels this time around, leaving Zelsis as a lurk, even though Hyunmin somewhat ready for it, not really able to adjust in time. And then Zelsis is a real nuisance on that flank, buys them so much time to get this rotate over to A, get the plant down, get a much needed pistol win, and get some confidence, get some security, and maybe see if they can string this into a really successful attack side on Haven. With big changes on both teams, it's really hard to anticipate because, you know, looking into this, I thought, well, Sentinels plays what T1 plays, so DRX has some experience, but it's a completely different comp. They're changing theirs up. A lot of the ideas you have widely out the window. Attempt at taking space here by DRX.
Triple push up into mid. Bang, trained in on the doorway, the swing forward, the nearly alive Foreman, he's able to collect both. Solid shutdown. Plants his feet, freeing Jing across the other way, about to make contact here, and cannot quite make it happen. Second quick to shut down the shenanigans. As DRX now widely just going to be looking to see if they can stop this from being a flawless round. Seems highly unlikely. Hyunmin can deliver some heroics here. Just the classic in hand is here at the site, incorrect position. It's right down, a little bit low there on the HP, but Line holds him at bay. John QT swings out, and that's going to be SEN flawlessly getting themselves up to 2-0.
Yeah, really clean stuff here from SEN, and I like what I'm seeing early, anticipating some aggressive push-outs. One of the things that caused Sentinels some difficulty against G2 was lack of flank control. And good awareness early here by Bang that DRX might try to push, see if they can claim some real estate of their own, try to get some freebies. SEN not having any of it. Good awareness, good anticipation. Guns in hand, though, for DRX. Sentinels, however, carrying over 4 Bulldogs and a Phantom. They're looking to roll this into a bonus win of their own. See if they can really turn this around. I was frankly surprised this map got picked by either team when we were coming into the map draft today.
Yeah.
But DRX feeling comfortable enough. A lot of pressure, though. Beyond flashback, has to pop. A couple smokes, try to hide. Does get the kill on a second.
Second going to be taken down, getting that reveal. Away here towards that back site. Goes back over onto the camera. Nothing really able to be seen quite just yet.
Bit of a pause there. Ooh, a dink.
Headshot there. He taking low, flashback, able to find one, repeats! Looks for a fourth, cannot find it! As Bane swoop in from the side. Solid enough here on the antiponus for the side of DRX to get themselves online, losing 2 players out.
Something we didn't get to see much of on the previous map on Lotus is how well Flashback is going to be able to anchor on the Cypher and how much he's going to be able to handle some of these high-tempo executes, some of these big, really well-drawn-up plans that Sentinels can bring. This time around, of course, against a slightly weaker weaponry that Sentinels is going to be bringing that round. He holds up quite nicely, able to use his smokes to tuck himself in, find that first kill. Gunman, though, caught up in the Razor Vines. Has to wait those out.
Big Four now is going to be in a bad spot. Does barely manage to keep Crash out of there in time. Chipped away at. Still breathing. Sentinels, though, applying some pressure over towards this C site. Again, doesn't matter whether it's Lotus or Haven, C site is something that they're going to be usually interested in. Second going to be spotted. There's the reveal. Mako playing off of that beautifully.
Oh, and that camera again. It gets pinged immediately by the Sentinels players. After it gets that freebie, now they're going to try to shift over towards A. All 4 of the remaining players here.
Swings, instantly finds a headshot. Is all help. Salvo's similarly sent out to just try to go ahead and further delay this approach. Sent from here, very committed. Back, stuck, connecting. Hyunmin going to be flushed out, taken down. However, able to get another pick in. Zelsis will hit the floor. 2v4 now.
Left.
Just trying to get into the site to get that spike planted, but the readjust from freeing is clean. Bane swings out from the back site. We're tied up at 2-2.
Yeah, and it's just little things for the Sentinels that go awry. It's not recognizing that camera going to be there again. Or maybe they just never saw it in the previous round, I'm not sure. But it cost them their entry duelist, and then they're just kind of caught walking up a ramp. I mean, it's so hard because what do you do at that point? You don't have much other way to break through except for pure gunfire. Maybe a little bit of Taeho and breach utility, sure. But DRX, pretty wise to those plans. They're able to dodge a lot of it. Hyunmin playing right around that corner really nicely there, using his body to get the info, quick flash, has his crosshair right where it needs to be to catch the escaping player and bang. And yeah, DRX already forcing another early timeout out of Sentinels. I think maybe a call here to try to work the map a little bit more. But so far, when they've tried to contest C site, there's been some good ideas from DRX, some combo plays off the back of Flashback's utility there to set up Mako for that kill. You know, a smoke gave it away from Bang there that they might be trying to aggress through Garage. Mako was able to tuck into that corner and play off the back of it.
Yeah, so far the reads just been so very clean across that first map, now into this one. Sentinels back at the early timeout. Let's see what we brought out of the playbook here. 2 stingers, Sheriff in hand for Bang.
John
a bit of firepower here, but they're gonna have to go fast. They're gonna have to close distances. They want to get real value off of these stingers here in hand.
John QT's got that ult. If they can get into a post plant, they can make this difficult. A lot of util dumped early. Make sure that Freeing can get a counter Armageddon of his own.
And Gunman has the gate crash, so wants to play aggressively. Snappy with a burst, and he'll be able to get a second. That fadeaway shot puts John QT on the floor. Armageddon not going to be able to come to play here. Freeing coming along the side, sending out for the concuss, the chase into the back. Second going to be fully flashed up, tries to stay hidden inside of the towers, but ends up getting flushed out. Bang good for one, but now it's all in narrate. Flashback, swat him to the side. DRX take the lead 3-2.
And the proactivity from DRX now, showing something we haven't seen from them yet in this half. Get really aggressive to make sure they can take that orb. And then Hyunmin just taking a page out of some other teams' book that I've seen where they get really aggressive against ecos. Just want to try to shut it down. And of course the risk reward there is you drop a gun over, but it's a great escape by Bane and he got that kill. Unbelievable.
And Miner shrugs and okay. I guess that worked out. Had he not had the flash set up, he would have certainly been dead, but another pacey start here from the side of DRX, looking to just pace forward. Gunman into a very aggressive position once more.
Like that Zelsis is sticking around.
Here.
Making sure that this flank is accounted for. Try to make a bit of a pivot towards B, but this time around DRX has changed their Cypher utility. There's a tripwire right at the front of B. John QT stealth drone, I don't think saw anything. I think Mako was able to avoid it.
Yeah, able to dodge it. Another gate crash set up.
Oh!
In the open, but yeah, second. A very solid peek into the B site, catches Bane across over by that C-Link.
Anticipating someone to try to play contact off that trip. Nice heads-up play from Zekken.
Drones looking for some spam, but pops inside of the smoke. Cosmic Divide now going to be called through. Armageddon trying to roll out the red carpet, but John QT is able to find Hyunmin. And in the end, this is just going to be an exec here onto the A site. Gets himself entry. Potential flank, and yep, Mako not reading that at all. Spring trying to hold his ground. He's only able to find a singular kill. His flashback peeks out, manages to interrupt. He's back behind the wall, utilizing it against him, but as it does fall, Celsius is ready. Subdues him, prevents further damage taken, gets us tied up at 3-3.
A really creative utilization of the space that they're able to take. Getting Zekken up on top of those boxes and just holding the position and using this Cosmic Divide across 2 different sites. Really, really intelligent stuff from the Sentinels players. Like that they're digging into the playbook here to show us something really interesting with the way that they're able to layer. And again, the reaction from Zekken to take down Bane to kind of open up the round. Those first kills, something that Sentinels at times have struggled with. They're usually able to bounce back at some of those 4v5 situations. Their sheer ability to fight back is impressive.
Nightman hasn't been going for an operator. Didn't see it even once there on Lotus. Brings it out, catches them completely off guard. Stealth drone going to be able to confirm that forward presence here from Zelsis. Suppress not going to be found. Armageddon now going to be called out. The Seal Guardian as well going to be layered in on top. 2 players losing out on their weapons here, trying to hold things down. Over on this sewer side, Hyunmin will find one. Sentinels continue to storm their way forward. Get themselves now into a 3v3. Stealth drone to go ahead and check out the rest of the site. Nothing going to be spotted. Hyunmin throws on the Master Drift now here in play. Thorns get popped. The rest of the player's going to be held out.
I'm back.
Stucking, setting up a flash. Nothing going to be found there. Mako eliminated. Still just has this operator. Flashback needing to try to open things up. Finds the first. Tucks back around the wall. Hyunmin playing up close and personal. A rolling thunder going to be invested. As he jumps away, would have to try to hit a very nasty no-scope, but cannot make it happen. Flashback now on the swing, finds one, the headshot found. The player just below him, Narrate will strike, and Sentinels will regain the lead.
This is a really cool execute with the ultimates from Sentinels. It's a nice shot, a good opener, and this is what I'm talking about. Even though they lose that first player for free, Sentinels can still fight back. And this time, it's using the Armageddon to force the players into that corner. They've been noticing that Freeing is really liking to play at the top of short A, and then they can use the Steel Garden. It catches two, and that's basically 2 free kills. So they're able to take the 4v3 man advantage on their way into the site. Really good stuff from Sentinels. Curious now, another round drops for DRX. Termi's gonna go for that timeout. This time around, grabbing the orb. Gunman though, try to play aggressive out of this smoke again.
The push, but Zach can snap it and readjust and doesn't even take a lick of damage. Guardian now left stranded here at a long. With that stinger pushed up down into sewers. He's very much considering the swing. Being here alongside him, do they do it or do they just stay stagnant?
It's a Sheriff and a Stinger in hand for those 2 players. Bane with a Ghost. Shotgun all the way on the other side of the map for Freeing. Sentinels seem committed to this A hit.
No one used Paranoia going to be sent out. Mako just trying to go ahead and slow up the flood. Push under the corner. Freeing going to be good for 1. Tucks in around the back. Bane. Bit of an afterthought there. Ends up getting caught. So just swoop down into sewer. At least flashback now with just a Bucky slowly creeping his way in towards A lobby. Seems like, yep, oh well, it's absolutely confirmed from here. John QT will be the one to put him down. Just 1 casualty is SEN now, stretched the lead by 2 rounds.
Yeah, just really good stuff from SEN. Coordination really starting to come into play. Zekin winning some of these early battles, anticipating that there's going to be a flash play and a player bouncing out of that smoke to try to cut him down. Reads it beautifully, and the up on top of the box, and the finish onto Freeing's poor trapped body. Not much he could do in that position. And indeed, timeout now for DRX. Sentinels really starting to get a read on this half. DRX, 3 rounds in a row there, and you think, oh boy.
Happening again.
Yeah, but nope. This is the Sentinels you expect. The mental on this team is incredible. They have fought back tooth and nail so many times in Americas in kickoff this year. They played a lot of maps to get here. Certainly they can still do damage.
Starting to come together. See though, with the intervention from Termi, turn the tides, as we saw, you know, as soon as he pumped the brakes. The whole rest of the map, frankly, was just a win streak from DRX. They didn't drop anything after that last time out. Sentinels to make sure that that is not going to be the case here whatsoever. Weapons back into the hands of DRX. Just the jet knives available for Sentinels. So those ultimates going to have to play catch up a little bit, but there's still time to at least get the Armageddon and Steel Guard and rotated back up before this half comes to a conclusion.
You've got a Rolling Thunder and a Neural Theft. So this is what I was curious about. I was thinking maybe a little bit more A congestion here from DRX. That seems to be where they were able to really make life a nightmare for Sentinels. Sentinels trying to get through that garage towards C. Was really challenging. So instead now, they're going to be able to push out pretty early, get some info. Let's see if they want to aggress towards Sentinel spawn or not.
Cam is heard. Gate crash set up. There's the back garage window there for Hyunmin.
Get out of my way!
Widely flashback, like we're just going to have to concede the space and wait for everybody else to get clustered up. It's going to be an immediate TP. Mako rotating over as Tripwire. The stun there on the John QT will now be finished off.
Oh, Hyunmin and Zelsis.
Be sticking around, as you say. The clash potentially about to take place, but no. Zelsis just plays it out quietly. Rolling Thunder now going to go across. This is dodged by absolutely everyone as they look to refill the space. Drake going to be shoved away. Zekin, however, gets a reset on the knives. He finds a headshot. Flashback put down on the floor. Gets himself over to Cubby. Tucks away. Zelsis, though. Spray a little bit too wild. Kind of been able to collect. Forced further and further away from the site. Flash out over the top. Trying to stack up bodies. Go for the defuse. They're blocking out the stars. The grab well is not getting the pull through. And DRX will just hold it to a victory in the round. Being the only one left standing, that does significant damage here. Stopping DRX from accruing cash. But they shorten that gap by just one round.
What a gutsy play call here by DRX. Down in numbers, time ticking short. They can't really push towards long to try to clear it. So you know that they've got the Astra. Just protect the diffuser as best as you can, and it comes just in time before John QT finds two. Insane timing there by DRX.
A bold call, one that is rewarded, but now into the action here in mid. Hyunmin does get shut down. Sentinel seemingly just trying to shrug off the previous round loss. Flashback tucking away inside of the cyber cage, keeps himself protected. There's the Armageddon. Drains down, stem up this approach from Garage. And now play quietly. Drone, however, gets the spot on multiple players.
Tons of info.
Continuing the push.
This is ambitious, to say the least.
You saw so many players in Garage. And that's going to swing it. Okay, timing. He's going to look to try to get scot-free. Reed peeks and finds second as well. Zelsis is eventually able to go ahead and peel one back, but now the Neural Theft tells all.
One enemy remaining.
It's like 3v2, but now just down to one. Zelsis, 43 seconds to try to play with the spike. Recoverable, yes, but where do you try to go?
I don't know. This is very, very difficult.
30 seconds left.
And the way that spike is around the corner makes it so hard to just grab it and leave, but he's able to do it just
Grabs
barely.
It, look at Flashback. He's gotten himself up into window here. Footsteps are going to be heard. It's widely just a rotate to try to save it. Oh, Flashback doesn't hold the angle. Spots him. Zelsis now turns back. And a couple shots into the shoulder. Doesn't get the kill. Zelsis, an opportunity. The fault line does not connect, but here comes the swoop in. And he will die before the spike can get planted. 5-5. We are tied up once more.
This is just really uncomfortable for Sentinels. They use the Armageddon to try to find a way through, and right as they're about to make their move, they were watching that window like a hawk. Narrate was just staring at it for the longest time, and right as they're starting to try to creep their way forward towards the C site is when Freeing strikes. Then he doubles down on it. Absolutely incredible what Freeing is able to do. And Flashback is having a whale of a time over on C. Questions for me about his ability to anchor, he has answered the call.
Absolutely. Well, immediate gate crash out towards B. Salvos get exchanged. Get tagged up, swing onto the corner before the stealth comes in. Mako finding one, now is going to be pinned here, but Bane comes to the rescue. Might not be able to save his captain's life, but he certainly has made up for it. As two kills fly in, the spike gets left there at the top of the sewer ramp. Covered now by Zekin, but just one moment. 3 players from SEN get snapped out of existence.
3 players ready for this on DRX.
And then the flash at the ready to send it loose. Pop up over the top of him and almost steps into his spray. Zekin will now get noted, fights back for one.
Got time.
The cuts noise, tucks back in towards sewer. Flashback just going to be hanging around that B side, but Zekin wants to try to double pump this a little bit, go back over towards A, but Freeing hasn't moved. Slowly starts drifting now in towards the back. He's here, ready to strike. Zekin, if he tries to stick the plan, he might think that he has this for free. Taking his time with it.
He's got to worry about the salvos.
20 seconds remaining. Salvo sent, as you say, it forces him back. 15 seconds now remaining in the round. Zekin will get another opportunity to go for it. Sticks it down, but now Flashback is here. Ready to strike, jump into the window, and for a brief moment, it looked like he was going to be good for it. Fring is able to find the kill, and DRX will find themselves in the lead.
Just absolutely tenacious stuff from both teams in this round. You know, it looks like DRX has got the door shut. Mako here, not able to TP out before gets the inability to do so. And Hyunmin there playing the flash. And then they lose a couple players. Sentinels looks like they might be able to recover. And Zekin just barely can't get the job done. If he had gotten freeing there, I think there's a real shot that he takes down Flashback and claims that round.
Sure.
But freeing has been just so important today for this DRX team. I mean, obviously on Lotus, he was frying. He's been pretty solid.
Off the rip, it's looking like here from Bang. Dimensional drift though. Might make them think otherwise, but no. Commitment on the ultimate still ends up coming through. Zekin looking to lead the charge. Mako up on top of the boxes.
So he remembers.
Oh, Hyunmin, he stepped forward. Stun does go across on the Mako, but somehow Zekin does manage to slink his way back out in front of B. Keeps himself alive. Steel Garden now comes through. Taking the weapons away, the shorty drawn out on their face. It is a drops Flashback! Claims two! Bang and Sean QT both gonna be shut down. Some kills here in reply, but Mako knows that he has the right pinned. TP's on top of Plat. Oh! Is able to find it, but Hyunmin here at Lumber, he strikes. Second, however, the one at the start, the one that got away, is the one that brings this round to a conclusion and gets us tied at 6-6.
I was thinking it right off the rip. This is one of those cosmic divides where they can pivot and plant from one site to another. Really nice stuff from Sentinels to close out the half.
Absolutely, 6-6 neck and neck. A far cry from what we saw on Lotus. We'll see you guys on the other side though.
Red Bull gives you wings.
My guest today is Viraj Behel, founder of Weeba.
70-hour work week is a batshit crazy idea. I was teaching a batch of 15 of these are called taste consultants, teaching them.
We are back and moments away from diving into this second half here on Haven, DRX's map pick. We currently find ourselves tied up 6-6. The rounds split just as much as the crowd seems to be here at the UOB Live in Bangkok.
I mean, this is more what I was anticipating coming into this match today. I thought these two teams, on paper, were very evenly matched up, and that Lotus caught me completely off guard. I did not expect one team or the other to run away with any of these maps today. This Haven, much more what you would expect. Some good adjustments by Sentinels after DRX had won 3 in a row. They start putting a lot more pressure on A. They start kind of getting wise to some of the trickery that DRX is trying to employ on their defender side. But here on the Stacker side, you know, you have to imagine this is more what this comp is built for on this map. We saw it on Lotus. We saw the executes, the combos between the Breach, the Taeho, the Yoru, and Mako's Omen. And the way they were navigating that, is that going to be the style, the flavor of Haven as well? It's going to look a bit different. I'm using the decoy just to get a feel if anybody's going to be holding close on B. No contact made. So for now, got to make sure that the flank is under control, that nobody's trying to sneak through on long. With that open space, DRX says, okay, that looks to be our best point of entry. Let's try and make a go of it. There is...
Expect this, though. The wall just on the opposite side here.
Exactly what I was just thinking. That Vice util, dude. Look at that. And then the Steel Garden right behind it. Or excuse me, the Razor Vines right behind it.
Second not needing to be displaced too much. Does opt to go ahead and dash away his Hunman. TP's in towards back sight. Looks to get flushed out, but doesn't manage to fight back for a singular kill. Back able to find the headshot. Recover the Sheriff himself if he does want it. Rest of the Sentinels now pushing forward. Looking to try to flood, but it's going to be free. 1, 2, 3 to collect the remainders. DRX not allowing for SEN to take the lead, to tie up the pistol win count.
Just give the man a ghost and he's good for it on the pistol rounds. Also, Flashback wins a huge 1v1 there against Zekin.
Yeah.
And the fact that Hyunmin even gets one off of being cut off from the rest of his team underneath health with the Yoru TP. Absolutely crazy stuff, just individual mechanics shining through for DRX.
You can see Glow just pointing at us, saying, that's our guy. That's why we picked him up.
Goodness.
4 years he's been in the scene, and it's the first year that we find him in Tier 1. Line getting the stun out, freeing, forced away. Aftershock does get a pulse of damage off as they look to try to overwhelm him. They've been hovering nearby, but it looks like eventually just going to have to cut their losses. They do offer up some damage as the Rate and Bang get tagged, but that is a potential weapon recovered here for the side of Sentinels.
Right there. That's a huge loss and a great dial-up, a great combo of utility there.
Elsis now has it, stomping their way through. Bane able to find second. Very frame that he tries to go for the tail wheel. There's no way to get out. Spike now planted. 4 players from Sentinels. How much damage can they deal? They drag this round back into their favor somehow.
Just throw Zelsis at him, see if anything happens. See if he can put that Bulldog to good use.
Lead with a stealth drone, potentially from heaven here. Elsis try to maybe set up here the flash. Arc Rose immediately gets destroyed. Valo sent to try to force Flashback out of the corner, but not scaling forward fast enough. Really take that space away. John QT will be able to find 1. 2 casualties on the side of DRX, but now up 8-6.
And this is just great positioning from DRX, setting up in this post plant to defend against the Flood. And this is something the Sentinels love to do. And if you give DRX the time to get into post plant positioning, they will more often than not convert against you because of the way that this DRX coaching staff prepares their players and understand the angles they all need to be watching, you know, what's likely to be coming ahead of them, who needs to be doing what. The drop down covered by Flashback. Bane going to be watching from the other side. Jump right into things. DRX this time trying to push through onto Garage. Astrostar there. Trying to bait out some of this util, and they do so successfully with the exchange of a couple pieces of their own. See if Zelsis wants to make a go of this. Ooh, he's in trouble, gets caught by the stun.
Stun here on both sides. Hyunmin now able to stabilize. Shots into the mid-drift, and Zelsis ends up getting picked apart. Bang now to try to hold things down. Some shots into the smoke. Does make a connection on the Mako, but Hyunmin down the floor. But Bang here at back sight. Comes up with 2. Keeps him in the round. Such little HP between Mako and Flashback, freeing, holding the door. He's gonna be the first and maybe final boss. And they will go ahead and persevere, pushing through. Spike now planted, the wraparound coming through from Flashback. Not sure if this is going to be red. Second paying no credence to this angle, to this window. And Flashback makes it swift. Bonus converted, DRX now up to 9.
The second bonus conversion of the match for DRX. And this is just a crazy battle there. 2 stunned up players dueling at the Garage Hall. Bang looked like he might have had a third. If he gets that third one, I think that's round over for Sentinels. He's vested, and then Flashback with a really wise play to wrap behind. The awareness, the movement this time from DRX, a little bit different. They don't just post up into post plants this time. So let's spread the map a little bit. Mako go long, Flashback, wrap around from behind. And at worst, you know, you just play off of Mako's contact potentially. And again, we're gonna see another timeout called by the Sentinels. Potentially their last one of the match.
Very well end up being the case unless they can right the ship from here. 3 rounds to claw back. Given what we were seeing from them in that first half, it's very possible for them. They need to find that stability. Now they need to figure out how to contain this assault that's frankly coming at them from DRX.
they're just having a really hard time adjusting properly to the way that DRX is using some of their utility. And in this case, you know, you see the drone, you see the fake out come through into garage, and you wait it out a little bit and you're like, okay, now I can re-clear the space, I can retake it. Instead, you know, Zelsis gets hit by a stun. There's another layer there for DRX. It looks, you know, DRX is so patient with it. It looks like it's just trying to bait for util, trying to bait for contact. Instead, it's actually baiting the player to come back and re-clear so they can catch him out, get that kill. And then they're using these TPs like crazy. They're all over the place. They're so hard to read for SEN right now.
3 Sheriffs in to the side of Sentinels. Dimensional drift traces forward. Some pressure now getting ready to come out in towards mid as well as the note on to 1. Bouncing away is John QT, but oh, there's Salvos there! Fring is able to find the elimination. Just cutting off all routes of exit. Tripwire now cleared out. Fring.
Armageddon.
Sights turned here on lobby. When coming through, finds the first, looks for the second. Zelsis straights across, bang counter strafing in, is able to find the headshot. Weapon picked up here by Zelsis, an opportunity to maybe do some damage. Doubles back over towards Sewer. Seems like Wiley might just look to tuck away and hold on to this weapon. Leave Narrate to potentially just go down to the spike. Zelsis play for some exit frags. First clash here against Flashback. Won't be able to win it out. It's a bit faster here as Flashback comes away with that kill. Narrate, oh, has to swap his weapon back out. Will be able to take down Bane, but that weapon not going to be recoverable. Can't escape. DRX moves out on 2 players. They move up now. Double digits achieved.
4 in a row now for DRX coming into this second half attacker's side, and you can see that the way that they're staggering utility again, it's something different every time. This time it's the dimensional drift into the salvos. I mean, they're just catching them off guard. They have so much ability to take space, to get some free info, and then use that utility to punish. You know, whether it be the stealth drone, whether it be the Yoru, who can just TP in and look around, or in this case, use his ult. You know, even Mako has the ability to do that potentially, as we saw in Lotus.
And out salvos exchanged here. DRX just continuing to scale forward. Stealth drone gets a spot out onto it. These 2, I believe, the suppress onto 1. Armageddon just trying to go ahead and clear out the one
stun
side.
Paranoia
Goes across, but still DRX not getting themselves forward into the second one just yet. Mako, I'm not sure if he wanted to go on top of the box, but he did. So paying the iron price for that one. To the backside, John QT snappy. Finds Fring, Hedman gonna be shut down. John QT.
Spike down A.
Moving online. Now just 1 away from having that Armageddon of his own. Smoke will dissipate. It's going to be Narrate finding it. Flawless round here in reply when SEN needed it the most.
Oh, yeah, it looked like for a moment there that was going to be a huge round for DRX. But SEN is able to bail themselves out. I think it's the Vice utility that buys the extra bit of time. That's a nice shot there, Mako. Because the stun and the paranoia had hit the 2 players behind the box. I get why Mako's TPing up there, because you've got potentially 2 free kills. And then Sentinels able to sneak a player in time. That A hit was telegraphed pretty quickly off the back of some of that util. The stealth drone, I immediately saw Narrate rotating over there pretty quickly. It's a really nice job there by Sentinels reacting to what DRX wanted to do. This time they have that extra layer of defense to avoid that util spam that DRX has been leaning into. Made out a little bit of the Vice utility. That forces out the smoke from Bang. But it's a 4-man stack for DRX. Pinging out the back of the site there. Let's see what they want to do.
Link. Only going to be sent. Spraying coming through. Hedman, however, arriving in backside. Will flush him out. Narrate going to be taken down. Without damage dealt, Fring and Hedman both dangerously low. 26 between the 2 of them. Mako once again perched up here on top of the boxes. This Salvos gets sent loose. Back holding in Bane as long as they possibly can. Hedman now in a bad spot, going to be forced forward. Bang's able to collect 1, finds a second, and Fring also falls. The low HP player is now going to be taking down the paranoia, goes across. The second tries to draw the shorty, ends up falling down. Zelsis now just trying to bully his way forward into the side. Mako gives up the space. Bang, quick on the chase. Flushes him out, but flashback. Flinging ring around the Rosie. Zelsis needed to win that fight.
He's holding it.
Had he sucked it, might have just had it. Now flashback just looks to try to play around with time. But Bang with the half hold manages to clutch it out. A 4K to bring it now to just 2 rounds separating.
It's DRX this time. Their post plant gets dissected by Sentinels, coming from a couple different angles, finding 2 early kills from both sides to kind of open this up. Hyunmin trying to get through. Bang. Finds freeing as well. So this time the discipline not able to be there. Just a little bit of a faster paced retake attempt from Sentinels. Still some frustration shown and now some excitement.
Flip it right side up.
QB's feeling a little better now.
Kind of round that you want to be seeing with some more consistency here. Now an operator into the hands of second. Force off his opening angle. Stealth drones fitted out on either side. Gets the break the TP now in towards Hell. Second. There's a re-pick and wow, Hyunmin, what is that pick?
Jeez.
Just the one tap to shut him down. Oh, stranded here on the floor. Now the neural theft as well. Invested.
Spike planted.
Flashback goes ahead and scoops up the op for his own purposes.
On cooldown.
Bane's got a rolling thunder.
All missiles away.
Is he gonna use it right towards the link?
Armageddon's gonna be sent out. Bane repositioning. He's just gonna go ahead and send it. Hyunmin on the peak. He's able to find one with John QT. Mo's down 2 with the Armageddon. Boom! And Mako swings out, finds the rate and flashback. Steady as she goes. Holding the same angle with it recovered up the entire time. They slam the door and sends faces. DRX now up to 11. 1 away from match point.
It's just crazy how much faith that DRX can put into Hyunmin to just TP into Hell, find that kill. That is ridiculous. And then John QT found 2 huge kills with the salvos, but then that scooped up operator off of Zekin's dead body falls into Flashback's hands, and he puts it to good use. 22 and 10 now on this map for the Sentinel of DRX. Just an absolutely tremendous start. This is going to be Dimensional Drift for Hyunmin as well. DRX has done a great job using these to either combo or just take space. Find that open player, punish them, or just find the open site. This time around, a heavy lean towards the C side by Sentinels. It's been a lot of A pressure, and John QT rightly is reading that DRX might be feeling like they can find an opportunity. Sentinels might be feeling like they have to close the A long gap.
This one spotted out, the fault line going to be sent. John QT here in the corner, the salvos, he sees exactly where they're going to be coming from. Looks for the kill, takes him down so very low, but it's still John QT coming away with 1. As Mako will fall to the salvo at the same time. Going to be traded back, Bane pushing forward, Bell stuffs to find Flashback. Hyunmin at 5 HP. This round may just be a little bit too chaotic here for DRX. Repositions from Sen, maybe reading. Potential rotate, but they still do leave 2 lingering here towards this C side.
The patience by Sen.
30
and
seconds
then
left.
Finding that right timing to strike. Bit of a bait.
Did it over. Plant handed here for Hyunmin. Freeing. Wanted to try to play a bit of a timing there. Spots nothing on the peak.
All missiles away.
Tabo's now going to be sent. They get the Steel Garden out. Wanting every single advantage that they could possibly get here. Sen knows that they need to win this round out. Weapon recovered. Zelsa's tucked away. Diffuse starting to be held. Push out of the smoke. Bang. Good for the shot. Hyunmin. Time just not on his side. Is able to find 1. Bang with another big round. Comes up with 3. Keeps things tight-knit. 2 more to go to tie it up once more.
Again, it's the timing for Sentinels more than anything. They're able to wait out the Dimensional Drift a little bit, just smother Mako with flashes to make sure that those salvos were going to get the job done. Flashback might have showed his hand, revealed his hand a little too early there. But it's just to cut off the plant before it can even happen here. That's what's giving DRX problems. I think the identification for Sentinels is that DRX, we can't let them get into post plants because that's where they're just going to tear us apart. We have to prevent them as best as we can. We have to confuse them, make it a little bit scrappier in some of these moments. And they're doing a great job of it. John QT has done a good job. Some of that U-tilt. Bang has been absolutely electric on the Astra, hitting some crazy shots.
Basically, I mean, almost back-to-back rounds from him. One separating. Big heroics being put up. Sentinels slowly getting comfortable once again. So timeout call here from DRX. See if they can bring this to a conclusion. 2-round lead, not something that they're going to be overly comfortable with. They might still go for some minor investments here.
And we haven't really seen much in the way of like fakes or that kind of thing from DRX. So obviously this is an eco round. This just might just be another fast hit, execute, try to just smother them with utility, get a plant down and see what happens. But after this, I'd like to see them work the map a little bit more.
Mako offering up a weapon here. Getting that over into the hands of Hyunmin. So 2 rifles available to DRX. Once again, sight set over towards C. Stealth drone in towards the back. Going to be cleared out by Bang. Celsius far forward, and Bang is absolutely ready for it. Gets the shutdown. Hyunmin on the floor. Shots into the smoke. Mako gets dropped. Everything DRX were attempting here in this round, it just blows up right in their face.
They tried to use a flash timing to set up Hyunmin's teleport, but Bang turns it and kills him instead. Finds the second, spamming through his own smoke. He has really stepped up for Sentinels to put him right back in this match. Now DRX gonna have to try plan B. Will that actually be the B site?
Cage triggered.
Flashback just trying to show a little bit of presence at long A.
Cage fake, but Seward being watched there by Zekin. B site end up exactly where they're trying to go. Well, Salvo is going to be sent through. Thorns popped. John QT, however, still waiting, getting the spot out. Looks to just try to make the front of the site unassailable here for them. Aftershock similarly on the opposite side, locking them widely into this corner as the concuss goes through. Not going to be found. Freak swinging onto the corner. They put it down low. Second now. Arriving over at A-Link. Finds one. Double swing. Force him away, but Bang still here, still being a hero. Another 3K. 3 players surviving. Sentinels 1 round away from tying us up.
Starting to really get a feel for themselves now. Are these players? Yeah. Bang just moves right to the back of the plat. Says, nope, not today, Hyunmin. And oh, I see some shots coming through that smoke. Let's just see if I can find some freebies. But he has just been crisp as all hell. He is really starting to get the wind underneath him. Now he's got a Cosmic Divide to boot. Zekin's got the blades potentially, but see what they want to do is the crowd starting to get into it. It's hard to tell which team has the bigger support, like you said earlier, man. It's pretty evenly divided.
The moment that you hear a chant starting for one, it gets matched and drowned out by the other side.
Here's that wall again.
Little bugle jump. Sheer wall gets popped. John QT lingering here in heaven. Stealth drone going to be sent through. Try to scout.
Drone is down.
And might not have gotten the vision on Hyunmin, but knows that there is a player in that spot.
All missiles away.
Attack now, getting ready to begin. Salvo's going to be sent.
But this is nice. You baited out quite a bit of utility. Sent the clone through. But you're just taking your time. Trying to show that maybe you've rotated to another site, seeing if you can convince another Sentinel player to move off.
Pushing up in towards B. Smoke there. Cage going to be popped. Trying to create some of that pressure. This right there alongside it.
Oh, John.
Meanwhile, here, yeah, in heaven, John QT opens things up. Hyunmin going to be shut down. Gantry power widely taken away from DRX. The second continues to play forward. Narrate here backing him up. 20 seconds remaining. DRX going to have to try to ham fist this one, it would seem, but continue to bleed out. Members of the flashback comes up with 2. John QT able to trade 1 back. Spain down to 5 HP. He's desperately trying to get himself forward here onto the site, but the up again is going to be called in. It cuts off the sight. Does he find a tiny sliver? It looks like he has. Avoids the blast radius. The spike in play. This round not over yet. John gonna look to try to drop out. But he's only got 6 health. He has to reroute. And now the site is firmly in control of DRX. The IGL, the captain, asked to be the hero. Slowly creeping forward, but paying no credence to the Cubby. Bane will pick him apart, and DRX somehow drag themselves over the line to get to match point.
It's a 4v5. Sentinels knows they're coming. They've got everything in the kitchen sink to throw at him. John hits an absolute banger there. But then somehow, Flashback finds a timing and a transfer.
Oh my God.
Oh my word. It's outrageous. And then Mako hasn't been super impactful in the kill department on this map, but that one right there certainly had some impact. Oh my.
Is this where it all comes to a conclusion, or can Sentinels give us our second time out of the day?
Time to jump.
DRX is going to be looking to avoid it. Similar gate crash setup coming through. Bang once again here at backside, but this time there is an Armageddon, and he's got nowhere to go. Denman will still fall. Celsius is going to be good for 2, but he gets traded out right now on the floor. Second and John QT. The last one's remaining in a 2v3. We're trying to stop it from ending right here, right now, but Mako has snugged him out of the sky. John QT finds one, but cannot find the rest. 13-10, DRX rock up the Bangkok. They close out their opening series 2-0 over Sentinels.
Fear it, dread it, run from it. DRX is unstoppable in group stages of international events. It's a completely different looking team in a lot of different ways than old DRX, but the results are the same here at Masters Bangkok.
Double M Swiss, doesn't matter it would seem. What a roaring start. And I think for a lot of people, more one-sided than we could have anticipated.
Yes.
That Lotus in particular, but even here, DRX getting themselves a 2-0 victory. That abyss not to be witnessed, not yet here on the international stage. There's still plenty more games to go. For the Pacific representatives, it's a very solid way to kick off their tournament and to get these rookies acclimated immediately.
Yes. And they were hot on Lotus. Haven, the Flashback really stepped up huge. You know, we saw him last year be such a cracked aimer, be such a solid Sentinel player for this DRX squad. And he was a little off during kickoff, let's just be honest. But I think a lot of that was just these new players, Freeing and Yunman, stepping up so nicely. But here today, I think 26 kills on Haven. Absolutely incredible work on the Cypher, doing a great job locking down that C site, being that last line of defense, being that flank control player on the attack side. Phenomenal stuff.
Unfortunately for Sentinels, it seems like it will have to be that slow start. We're starting to come online. We were seeing the gears turning here on Haven, a map that, as the desk was highlighting, is one that they were basically permabanning until they got to that grand final. And overall, I think that they have some very solid ideas on this map, so I'm not too concerned about this Haven in the future here at the tournament. We need to see this kind of form, this step up that we were getting from the likes of Bang, the hero moments from John QT, a lot earlier in the next match.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, some of the slow starts in the halves have really hurt them. You know, 4 in a row to start DRX's attacker side kind of set this pretty far out of reach. Yes, they were able to make adjustments. Yes, they were able to come back as the second half wore on. First half was great, 6-6, looking pretty solid. But that early 4-round lead that DRX was able to establish to just really throw a haymaker at the Sentinels players, which set them off balance, and they were never able to fully get their feet back underneath them.
Some time to prep, figure out who their opponent's going to be. Trying to even things up as far as their scoreline's concerned here in Swiss with a 1-1. Sentinels, we know that they're going to get, you know.
Oh, yes.
They're going to put steel to the grindstone. They're going to get ready. They're going to give it their all. Not a team that's going to be going out of the event without a fight.
No one wants to play them the rest of this event. This team is going to be scary no matter what. They're going to be...
I think probably catching a lot more people off guard, but we'll get ready to send it down. His first tournament here in Tier 1 now. His first interview. We'll send it down for the prize and post-match interview with Free.
สวัสดีครับโหมาอีกแล้วนะครับตอนนี้เราก็มาอยู่กับผู้เล่นที่ทุกคนน่าจะรู้จักครับ Ladies and gentlemen, please give a round of applause for Free! First of all, congratulations. Your performance was top-notch. สำหรับตอนนี้เนี่ยผมเชื่อว่าหลายๆคนน่าจะมีหลายคำถามมากๆครับสำหรับคำถามแรกนะครับผมอยากรู้เหลือเกินว่าทำไมต้องเป็นเตโฮเนี่ยเขาเล่นมาตั้งแต่ Pacific Kick Off จนมาถึงตรงนี้อยากรู้เหลือเกินครับว่าทำไมเนี่ยเพราะว่าจับคู่กันดีมาก so first question I really want to ask why Teho because I mean in Pacific you were considered one of the best in the world at the agent and yeah for us Thais I mean it's like fork and spoon it's like mango and sticky rice really want to know like what's your thought and why is this agent so special to you?
먼저 오늘 굉장히 좋은 활약을 보여주셨고 승리 축하드립니다. 먼저 태호에 대해서 여쭤보고 싶은데 워낙 킥오프 때부터 세계 최고의 태호다라는 말이 나오기도 했었잖아요. 왜 태호일까요? 왜 이렇게 태호를 잘할까요? 라고 물어봅니다. 왜냐면 바늘 가는데 실 가는다는 말이 있듯이 태국에서는 뭐 망고 있는데 밥 있다라는 말이 있거든요. 태호가 약간 프링 선수한테 그런 존재 같아요.
네, 일단은 태호라는 캐릭터 자체가 너무 좋기 때문에 일단 태호라는 캐릭터를 플레이를 하면은 저도 모르게 태호가 너무 좋으니까 뭔가 자신감이 생기고 그래서 잘하는 것 같습니다.
Teho as an agent is so broken right now, so OP. So when I pilot him, it just makes me feel so confident because I like him so much, and it just boosts my performance.
นะครับก็สำหรับคำถามนี้ตอบง่ายๆนะครับผมบอกว่าเตโฮ OP มากๆเลยนะฮะก็ในเมื่อตัวเก่งอยู่แล้วมาเข้ามือเราอีกเนี่ยบอกเลยว่าเก่งแน่นอนนะครับผมก็อย่างที่เราเห็นนะครับหยุดไม่ได้จริงๆครับสำหรับผู้เล่นคนนี้คำถามต่อไปครับอยากรู้เหมือนกันเนื่องจากว่าเมื่อกี้เนี่ยเขาเจอกับทีมตัวเต็งเนาะอย่าง Sentinels นะครับผมอยากรู้ว่าการชนะ Sentinels แบบเขาเรียกว่าถล่มเลยก็ได้นะครับเมื่อกี้นี้รู้สึกยังไงบ้างนะครับผม so the second question as we all know Sentinel has been considered by many fans as one of the favorites of the tournament and my god your performance was amazing like what's going through your mind and how does it feel to be able to dominate this matchup
오늘 센티넬을 상대로 승리를 거뒀는데 사실 센티넬이 많은 사람들에게 우승 후보로도 점쳐지고 있었거든요. 근데 너무 잘했어요. 거의 압살을 했는데 만나보니까 어땠고 오늘 경기 전반적으로 어떻게 평가하시는지 궁금합니다.
일단은 너무 강팀이기 때문에 사실상 쫄면 안 된다는 마인드로 일단 했던 것 같고 그래도 플레이를 하면서 와 확실히 진짜 너무 강하다 이 팀 너무 세다라고 느낌 받았고 오늘 운 좋게 좀 잘했던 것 같습니다.
Well, yeah, they are a super strong team, and I felt like I told myself, hey, they're really strong, but don't get scared, don't get intimidated. And yeah, as I was playing against them, I felt like, wow, they're really strong. But I think we got a little bit lucky, and I'm really happy with how today turned out.
Wow, great answer. And they are strong, but today you came out as the victors. Congratulations. สำหรับนะครับผมเมื่อกี้คำตอบของเขานะครับบอกว่า Sentinels เนี่ยค่อนข้างจะเป็นทีมที่เก่งมากๆเลยแล้วก็พอเล่นด้วยก็รู้สึกว่าเขาเก่งจริงแต่ก็ยังมีความถ่อมตัวนะว่าบอกว่าเฮ้ยเราโชคดีหรือเปล่านะครับเขาถึงที่จะสามารถเล่นต่อไปได้ชนะไปได้นะครับผมก็ถือว่าค่อนข้างที่จะมีสติกันเลยทีเดียวสำหรับแมตช์อัพนี้นั่นเองนะครับผมบอกเลยว่าสุดยอดจริงๆแต่อย่างไรก็ตามวันนี้นะครับผมก็น่าจะจบเพียงเท่านี้นะครับสำหรับ Masters Bangkok ในวันแรกของเรายังมีอีกตั้ง8วันนะครับเพราะฉะนั้นทุกคนใครที่อยากติดตามก็ติดตามได้ and ladies and gentlemen all of you here at the stadium and all of you watching back at home unfortunately that will be the end of today but tomorrow we do have very exciting matchups coming up so please do not miss out stick with us and I'll see you again tomorrow
고쿤캅
고쿤캅 thank you 고쿤캅
Very wholesome interview there. We love it, and I'm so honored to introduce you guys to Human here on our desk. Congratulations, big time on that win. Now we also heard a little bit from you in the pre-match interview. You said you're pretty excited, to face Sentinels. They're really, kind of a scary opponent though. So what are your feelings after facing them and now beating them?
They're really strong team, and they have a lot of fans as well. So I was excited to play against them, and I'm just glad that we was able to win.
I think some of those fans might be your fans now. After seeing you guys, yeah.
Was the experience how you expected it? Because obviously at the beginning of the year, you joined DRX, you started playing in Pacific, and now you're in the big stage.
Yeah.
I assume that you were a little bit nervous before today. How was the experience being there?
I wouldn't say I was nervous. I was just rather excited to play, and I was even more excited to play against Sentinels.
I don't
when
blame
things
you.
were tough?
Yeah.
Yeah. It was barely tough though, I felt like, especially after map 1. But I have to ask you, what we were really excited about was not expecting you to play that Yoru. That was super, super nice to see. Your coach kind of mentioned about, you know, you guys were watching like what NA were doing, what EMEA were doing. So I wanted to ask you, whose idea was it for the Yoru? And was there any other players from the other regions that you did watch to try and kind of study their tech and all that?
I think it was rather like a group idea that Yoru is kind of a good agent right now. So yeah, we tried him out and it was good. So I think we just started using it.
Which players were you kind of, you know, we were from EMEA, so we have a lot of good Yoru players. Did you watch anyone else?
I wouldn't say I watched someone specific, but a lot of players like Turkey or like Jogmo, those types of players. Yeah.
Derek and Jogamo mentioned. We have this entirely covered.
The ones we would have watched as well. I felt like they were the good choices.
The fun ones.
Yeah, the fun ones. Do you like playing Yoru? What was it like playing on stage?
I haven't really played Yoru that much, but I think it's like a much rather like different than other duelists that have like a lot of like entry patterns and stuff. So I think it's really fun to play.
Who other teams do you think that now that you've won your first match, would you like to find in that second part before you make it to playoffs? Do you want to face
your only choice right now is EDG.
Yeah. Or whomever you think is going to win tomorrow.
I want to face against Vitality because they have very strong players, and I think it's gonna be a very fun game to play again.
You know your audience. Okay. You know your audience, like saying it in front of us two. You might get a chance because they're gonna be playing tomorrow. Do you mind giving us maybe your predictions for tomorrow's games? Because it's Vitality playing your brothers from Pacific T1, and then G2 playing Trace. Who do you think is winning these two games?
I think Vitality is gonna win against T1, and G2 wins against Trace.
Wait,
okay.
So
he wants every seed 1 to win their opening match.
I mean, it's not a hot take. I think it's like a really reasonable take. I don't mean to like stir any drama, but I wanted to bring up a little bit because before the match we also interviewed John QT, and of course your teammate Freeing only plays Tejo, and John QT kind of very cheekily said, yeah, you know, I respect his Tejo, but I think mine is better. Now you played against John QT. Do you think that he was right in saying that, or maybe your teammate Freeing is actually better on Tejo?
I think the two players are really, really good, but I would have to go with my teammate Freeing.
Loyalty.
Right.
Loyalty.
Right.
Oh, you changed your mind because you
no,
said John
no.
was better.
I will tell you what I said, and it is when I was bot reviewing, and especially on Haven, there were things that I was seeing that I'm like, or even like the direction of the ultimate sometimes, because you know, like you want to force someone out into certain positions, and I'm like, here's some tweaking here and there. And today, like I saw a different face of him, but the same I can say for like EDG. Love the fact that you guys changed compositions. You know, do not reveal too much, but can we expect some other changes?
Yeah, you guys can look forward to different changes.
I very much look forward to after seeing what you guys did today. You know, we see a lot of like players, you know, making their debuts on a stage this big, and I think some players kind of like, I'm gonna come here and win everything, and some players kind of take it a little bit slower. Where do you stand on that? What are your goals for this?
Yeah, it's a very good feeling to win, but I'm just rather here to have fun and play against strong teams. Yeah.
Take it day by day. Take it day by day. Soak up the experience. Soak up the experience. Before we close things up, do you have any more questions?
No, honestly, like I'm very happy with your performance. He seems very happy. He should be happy about it, and it was a flawless match.
It was indeed. Yeah, and that is it from us. Thank you very much for joining us today. Congratulations once again. Thank you, Kakuka, as well for being here. Thank you to you guys at home for watching. We're going to be back for more action tomorrow, starting with Team Vitality versus T1. Have a lovely evening.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Masters Bangkok!
Welcome to Masters Bangkok indeed. Both of these teams had a bit of a shaky start, but they are here for a reason. EDG still to see if they are the best team in the world, and Team Liquid to prove everybody else wrong.
To find this one is an easy target, potentially yet. That's a spike on down into mid. Meanwhile, G2 up through the guts, trying to find it up through heaven. This is chaos, this is anarchy. They know they're coming here.